Oh, that was a... The old camera fell down for a second there. So there's a bit of additional. I never saw that before, but this was also on that Miserable Art of Hemel Hempstead film, and I was wondering where it is now. I found it. So, how about that? I suppose it's supposed to look a little bit like Hemel Hempstead, although, well, in the past, it's a push, isn't it, really? Anyway, I found it at long last, because I've got my eyes open today for finding the items that guy, Miserable Art of Hemel Hempstead, put on his film. And there's another piece of little miserable art here, which says what it is. Commissioned by Dacorum Borough Council to commemorate the designation of Hemel Hempstead as a new town. Although when that happened, this was all cars going up and down. Bright House, room 201. If you appear under the age of 21, you will be asked to prove you're over 18 with photo ID. It's not worth becoming more than 18, is it? Because even if you're not 21 yet, if you look under 21, mind you, I can see a way in which some people might be offended at not getting asked what their age is. It's interesting, isn't it? Tesco is here, Tesco Express down there, which it wasn't for many, many years. But Tesco used to be the whole of that shop, and that yellow thing at the top, which is now Quasar. This was the way that Tesco looked even back then. That hasn't changed. Those yellow metal panels were seen all over Hemel Hempstead School. In fact, Hemel Hempstead, there were also some of them in exactly that colour, with exactly that material, which is obviously very hard wearing in a sense. Were also used in my junior school, Gade Valley Junior School, and I noticed as well that they're still there. Recently, on this visit, driving past, I saw they were still there, and those from Tesco's back in the day, it was that colour as well, that yellow colour at the top. I remember it from when I was a little boy. I found it very pretty actually then. I don't think I do so much now, but still it takes me back, which is a good thing. And yeah, this group of shops here, they were all Tesco's. It wasn't just the Tesco Express, it was all Tesco's, and it was the food shop downstairs, and it was the home and wear on the first level there, where you can see the first level. So there's even 3 levels of it. I don't remember 3 levels, I remember there was 2 levels. W. Smith wasn't here then, it was at the other end, the opposite end of the town, which has now become part of that riverside complex. Or actually no, I should be more careful, it's at the other end of Marlowe's shopping mall that they've made there. That's where W. Smith was, and that was at the time somebody's drawn a pair of breasts on that penguin. I don't think that's biologically correct, because of course they're not mammals. They may not look like birds, but that's what they are. This flight of stairs going up inside to Quasar, that was actually one of the numerous ways of taking steps up to the King Harry Street behind. Here we've got W. Smith's now. It was at the other end of the street, as I mentioned, and that was the place where I went when I was 14 years of age. I should say really 14 and a half. I had been watching Avventura, which was an old BBC Italian course, on Sunday mornings. I'd seen it a few times, got up and watched it, and I thought, this is quite interesting, it's not difficult. Maybe I'll get the course book, because they're always saying, oh, go to your bookshop and get the course book. It's in all good bookshops. So I thought, well, W. Smith is, whether it's a good one or a bad one, it's the only one we've got, which it was at that time. Um, see St Mary's Church spire at the end of the street with clouds forming over it. It's interesting. And I went there after school. I got some money together and I wanted the Aventura course book, and saved up my pennies, went down there, and I couldn't find the Aventura course book in the W.H. Smith shop, but what I did find was a book called Russian Made Simple in the then Made Simple series. I'm going back a long time. As you can imagine, 14 I was then, 47 I am now, so that's how long back it was. You can work it out for yourself, but basically I got that book Russian Made Simple, and I thought, oh no, I'll try and learn Russian, and took that home instead. And that was where it all began, my being able to speak Russian, and everything all started from there. I got a couple of lessons in, but I wasn't sure whether I was pronouncing it right. So then somebody suggested, well, go to the library, pick yourself up a linguaphone, and then you'll know what the sound of it is. I already had an idea of what it sounded like from the shortwave radio, so listen to shortwave radio. But actually knowing that that word would definitely be pronounced that way, I wasn't sure. So I just had a general idea of what it sounded like. And there were really not many materials around in it, and not an awful lot of interest, because of course it was all behind the Iron Curtain back then. So there was no guarantee that anybody would ever really get to use it, but there was a certain mystique about it, which is why I wanted to learn it. And learn it I did. That book that I got from W.H. Smith's, I was smuggling it inside of my maths book during maths lessons. There we go, The World of Hemel Hempstead. It's like a world with a smiling face in the middle, and it shows what we've got. We've got homes, we've got a hospital still, or part of one. You've got parks, you've got market. Well, you've got a market, it's actually empty. Schools, yeah. Water gardens, shops, factories. Yeah, there were some good factories. Offices, yeah, there are. A library, there's still a bit of a library. Sports, yeah, there's a few sports. There's more sports these days than there used to be. Surprise, surprise. So there we go. Dragon Garden. Another bit of miserable art of Hemel Hempstead. I mean the world of Hemel Hempstead, not the Dragon Garden. I suppose that's alright if you like Chinese food, which I do. But one of the things on that film, The Miserable Art of Hemel Hempstead, is this mosaic, if you like, showing Hemel Hempstead and the region around it. This was also on the film The Miserable Art. By the way, me mentioning there's no market, as you can see, the whole market square. And they actually did build and place their covered market at one stage. It was all covered market area. They've taken that away as well. They take away more than they give sometimes in this place. So there we go. They used to say NCP Hillfield Road. I don't think, oh, the NCP's moved over there, but the Hillfield Road's still where it used to be, and a neon light with nothing in front of it, which is lovely. Thanks for that, NCP. But maybe this is a good place to film it from anyway. And that's the whole map. You can see Hemel Hempstead's in the middle with King Henry VIII, the patron saint of Hemel Hempstead, who used to like coming here because he had one of his girlfriends, I'm not sure which one it was, probably one of the people that became his wife, used to come up and see people. So that king is Henry VIII up there. That's supposed to represent Henry VIII. You see the train to Euston at the bottom. That's the railway line going down to Euston. with a sort of stylised train representing the history of railway travel. It's one of the oldest lines in the country, so why not? Not quite sure what this strange piece of space travel at the corner is here. Maybe that refers to Hatfield being the place in which some of the early jets in the early part of the aviation come from. That's already actually in the place which is called Hatfield there, in that part of the mosaic. You can see Hatfield. You've got Hatfield House, Elizabeth I is there, and you've got the Hatfield, that's probably, I don't know what that would be, a Harrier jet made in Hatfield. That was a place, centre of avionics anyway in England. There's a steam engine up the top right there. Ayotte St Lawrence, that looks like George Bernard Shaw up there. St Albans, that's got a Roman soldier because that was Verulamium. He's on a scooter, I don't know why. Maybe there's some scooter place in St Albans, I'm not sure. Berkhamsted is commemorated by William of Normandy, of course. There's a castle that I've talked about already today in the earlier film when I was doing on Apsley, which you've probably seen by now, hopefully, if you're a regular viewer of my channel. Person down the bottom left hand there, there's an early stylised car. The person there, Emmet, E-M-E-T-T, I don't think that's a town anywhere here, that's probably just the name of the artist here. Bovingdon down there is that's been commemorated by an airfield. That was of course an important airfield during the Second World War. Whipsnade's been connected with zoo animals. Up there you've got a lion, an elephant, a giraffe and a stylised sort of bird of paradise or something. Dunstable, strangely you've got a man riding a pigeon with his umbrella up. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but there's a lot of gliders around there in the Dunstable Downs. Maybe it refers to that in some way or another, sort of horse and carriage at the top there. So basically that's with Hemel Hempstead in the centre showing what's all around it. A quite weird mosaic really, and now I'll take this opportunity to cross over. So there we are, and that's already been looked at in much more competently than I could by the film Miserable Art of Hemel Hempstead, but this was just basically a little tribute done my way to that brilliant film about Hemel Hempstead's miserable art, which is really a scream actually, that film. You have to see it if you haven't done so. And now I'm going to have a look and see if they've got Taipan in this Cancer Research UK shop. Taipan by James Clavell being what I'm looking for at the moment.